All right, friends, it's T, and I'm back with a new video. It's on Greg Doucette, and he's doing a review of Larry Wheels and El Campeon Borowski. Yes, I'm going to do a review of these guys. Because I've seen this video on Larry Wheels, but I figured I'd just review it on Greg Doucette's, him doing a review of this Campeon guy. So I'm gonna react to the gym lifting, recruiting, fitness, gym gear slave himself, Greg Doucette. Greg Doucette says, bro is cracked out. Larry Wheels and El Campeon. Okay. Campeon.
Para trabajar nuevamente es diferente. ¿Te gustaría?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure. We can do that.
That Spanish guy.
I don't know why Greg is laughing. People laugh at him. He's a joke.
Guy's got you covered. Coach Greg, in today's video.
It's funny when Campeon walks down the street and Greg Doucette, all the women and everybody, even the dogs, laugh at Greg Doucette. But when they see Campeon walking down the street, they don't laugh at him because they see him as a normal guy.
So El Campeon puts Larry Wheels through an incredible leg workout.
About to tackle 13 plates, no warm-up.
Larry, you're saying it wasn't even his warm-up.
Look, man, the guy lives for entertainment purposes only, but how come he's not getting bigger? He's stimulating the muscle, isn't he? He's doing heavy weight.
Literally was his warm-up. And so El Campeon, he warms up by going for his 1 rep max. What that does...
You want to know why? Because muscles, they don't get big from lifting heavy weights. They don't get big. Now, if you eat a lot of carbohydrates, an artificial diet called carbohydrates, listen to the word artificial diet called carbohydrates, because you're a carnivore. So what happens is when you start doing this, moving your legs around, it's not because of the heavy weight. It'll start drawing glycogen into the muscle. You're going to get what they call sarcoplasmic muscles because there's 2 types of hypertrophy. One is called myofibrillar. The other one's called sarcoplasmic. To get myofibrillar growth, that is based on an adaptation, which none of you are getting. Number 2, and it is highly controlled. The myonuclear domain is highly controlled. Your muscles are highly controlled by so many mechanisms. They're not going to get big. They require so many things to get big that they're not getting big from doing heavy weight. But if you keep doing this and eat a lot of carbohydrates, then yeah, you might think that the heavy weight is getting your muscles to blow up like a balloon. It's not. It's the glycogen. They call that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. They're hypertrophying through the sarcoplasm, which most of these bodybuilders, these guys, all these people, that's why they look the way they do. Muscles, they don't look like that. Real muscle, when you build it, they don't look bubbly, okay? Like a balloon. The balloon method by what's-his-face. That other fitness guru, whatever his name is. I forget his name now.
This allows him to maximally stimulate all of his muscle fibers. And now that his muscles are awoken, he's ready to...
Okay, so it stimulated all his muscle fibers. And so what? Muscle fibers, they're post-mitotic. They don't split and divide and increase in number, but just stimulating it with a heavy weight. They're post-mitotic.
En más duro que última vez.
Aquí tú hablas español.
El Campeon, he does not need to train arms. He puts on so many plates on the leg press, it's literally an arm workout. Imagine having to load up perhaps 20 plates on each side.
Yeah, I'd say it's a workout. Exercise, okay.
That is a lot of reps.
No way. I gotta warm up. I gotta warm up.
And so here's the thing. El Campeon is already warmed up. He went for his 1 rep maxes, and so Larry Wheels, he's afraid. He puts on 13 plates on each side. Larry Wheels is like, I can't be doing that. I don't want to end up with the curse of Larry Wheels. I don't want to get injured.
Paciencia en lo que me amarra.
He's gonna need some patience for me. I gotta warm up.
I like how he asked Larry to have patience as he wraps himself up. Remember, he sat there watching him load up 26 plates on the leg press.
I'm going to tell you, all of this lifting heavy, even if he's doing partial rep, whatever the hell he's doing there, it's all useless. Like I told you, muscle cells are post-mitotic. They do not split, divide, and increase in number just because you're doing this fucking heavy weight. You have to get them to split, divide, and increase in number in an adaptation. You understand me? Man, I think people are really daft. Jesus.
Now going to wrap each leg with 3 knee wraps.
Why do you think he's not growing? El Campeon is so small. Why is El Campeon so small? Or you guys say, well, Larry Wheels, he's so big because he lifted a heavy weight. That's why he got big. No, Larry Wheels didn't get big. Doesn't look like that because he lifted a heavy weight. Larry Wheels looks like that because he's taking waste prevention drugs called steroids. They prevent people from wasting away, you dumbasses. That's what they're used for. Like people with HIV or fucking, I don't know, fucking skinny people going to the hospital, wasting away. They preserve you. Steroids preserve you, but they don't grow you. They preserve what you have there. If anything, the reason why you're going to say, well, but they growed him. Yeah, hello. They growed him because he's eating carbohydrates, which is increasing the sarcoplasm. I told you, the bionuclear domain is highly regulated by follistatin, myostatin, and the satellite cell and a bunch of things. And plus, these nuclei, they're postmitotic. They do not split and divide because you're stimulating something, get it? They only ever split and divide in an adaptation. That's it. If you're getting them. That's why a unique feature of untrained muscles is that they get stiff and sore the next day due to fucking muscle damage, okay? Doesn't say trained muscles get damaged. If your muscles are not damaged, like specific damage, I'm talking about micro damages, then the satellite cell is not going to leave quiescence to divide, split, divide, increase the number, and donate its nuclei to support further growth of that fucking domain, bro. Get it? It's really simple. If you can't understand it, go back to school, dude. Hello?
Put on 3 belts while wearing 3 microphones. And so does he only in fact understand the number 3? Creo que sí. Bro knows Spanish.
This is literally like my top set.
Yes, steroids. If you want to be strong, you inject yourself with strength called steroids. You're injecting yourself with strength called steroids to lift a heavy weight. It's not because he increased the sarcoplasm through glycogen that's what's making him strong because, he looks the part. He looks strong because he's big. Yeah, he's not really strong with fluid. That's why these lifters like him, they rip their muscles, they tear them because they're filled with fluid. And then they lift a heavy weight and they don't have enough muscle fibers to support that weight. And so they get injured like Larry Wheels constantly and all these other fucking people, get it? Yeah, the reason why your body adapts by increasing increasing that domain is so it supports you, it makes you stronger, so that when you do when you do graduate to the next level, which none of you are, if you go to grade 2, 3, 4, 5 in adaptations, then you'll never get injured. Get it? Because you have muscle to support that. But if you inject strength and you never get any of these adaptations, but you blow up the sarcoplasm like a balloon and pretend you have muscles, well, of course you're prone to getting fucking injuries and becoming crippled like Ronnie Coleman down the line and all these other bodybuilders or whatever the fuck, destroying their body.
I wouldn't go heavier than this under any occasion.
Larry, even Coach Greg used to lift more than 13 plates a side.
Yeah, it's useless.
And I'm nowhere near the strength of El Campeon.
This is his first day here at the gym. He's never used this machine. Every leg press angle is a little bit different.
And see, the thing is, that shocks the muscles. He's never used that machine before, and so
Okay, that shocks the muscles, Ed. What about it? What about it, Greg?
the muscles. His muscles are already warmed up. He's performed a 600-pound squat. Remember?
Yeah, he's shocking the nervous system. That's about it.
For reps, and so he's clearly prepared for this set, and he is.
I've seen that. That's quite a bit. That's a lot of weight to put on his frame, because he doesn't weigh a lot to put on his back, and even do it partially going up and down. It's a lot of weight.
in fact being safe. He practices safe sets. He's got on all of the equipment, and so there's no chance of him getting injured.
Not saying I'm strong or anything, right?
Well, there's no chance.
Just saying he's crazy.
No chance of him getting injured because he's not using full range. Of course not. He's just stressing his bones. That's about the only thing he's doing, putting stress on the bones. Oh, how come his bones aren't getting bigger? Oh, I know, because exercise is so healthy for you. If we stress it with weights, our bones are going to get bigger and stronger. Look at El Campeon. He looked like he got big bones because he does do a lot of weight. He does put a lot of weight on his frame. If you saw that squat, dude, that's a lot of weight to carry off. And then even if you're doing it partially, now that weight is sitting on your bones. It's stressing your bones. We're stressing. So we're stressing the muscle fibers and the bones. So why is El Campeon so skinny? Why is he so skinny?
And so Larry's saying he's a little crazy, a little bit loco, perhaps il est fou.
Je te plie, Blue.
In case you don't understand, that's
Il est
English,
fou.
Spanish, and French. Let's give you some Gen
Il est
Z.
fou.
He needs to touch grass. Guy is cracked out. Larry Wheels not introduce him to some smelling salts? Does he really need to slap himself with that every single time? Larry, give bro some smelling salts, perhaps save some skin for later. And so what you notice is he combines two exercises in one. Why waste time? Bro, he said he's an 8-hour-a-day job. He's riding his bike to and fro. He's skipping out desayunar and almuerzo. He doesn't eat breakfast and or lunch.
See, I figured it out. Spanish.
And so you may in fact be laughing at this guy making fun of him, but the joke's on you. He's combined two exercises into one set, and so he's saving more time than last time. Does that not make sense? Do you guys not understand that El Campeon is 2 steps ahead?
2 pasos por delante.
Wow. Oh my God.
And so one thing we conclude is that Larry in fact has seen God. And being amongst mere mortals, he rarely has ever been impressed to this extent. He repeatedly announces Jesus' name, God the Lord, and so he's truly humbled. Have you ever seen Larry Wheels impressed to this extent in any video ever?
Unbelievable.
He says it's unbelievable. I would go so far as to say this is a miracle. Literally, the Lord is looking out for El Campeon. This is an incredible sight to behold.
Fuck, he's gonna get cold.
Yeah, well, at least El Campeon, he doesn't have to inject strength into him.
But then again, he was cold
He's just having fun doing what he wants to do, okay?
when he started.
He was not cold, no frio. It's the mucho encantar. He's hot. He warmed up by going for 1-rep maxes before doing this, and so Larry seems to forget that. And in all fairness, Larry Wheels only has half the weight of El Campeon, but he is going double the distance, and so they are in fact equal. And so Larry Wheels does make a great point. His range of motion was a little bit slighter than Larry's, and so
When's Larry gonna do it?
Larry Wheels, he prefers to use a more greater range of motion. Remember, long-range partials are discovered by Jeff Nippard that they perhaps are just as effective as doing full range of motion. And so Larry Wheels, he's all about the long range. El Campeon, he's about the short range. Equally good methods. Only time will tell what science dictates is the better method for hypertrophy.
For hypertrophy, which one, Greg? Myofibrillar or sarcoplasmic? You don't need to lift heavy for sarcoplasmic. You just think you do. The steroid people lift heavy because they're injecting strength in them, so they feel the weight is light now. And so they lift heavy. They don't really need to lift heavy. They don't have to. They're not getting an adaptation if they're not shooting for that training to get an adaptation. That I know they're not doing because it's specific. So yeah, it just wastes time. This is just a waste, and actually this could cripple you. He may down the road doing this, he may not be able to walk in the future. And lifting heavy weight weakens you. It actually weakens you. You're gonna see this guy. He's gonna be after doing this. He's fucking weak, man. Walking around the street, you're weak.
And so El Campeon, he's going easy on Larry. He noticed he's only getting 6 reps on his previous set. He doesn't want to show him up.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, he's a guest of Larry Wheels. He doesn't want to embarrass him, and so he goes easy on him. He only gets 5 reps. Remember, there's 30 plates in total, 15 plates on each side. He gets it for 5 reps. He's going easy.
Que corra la sangre.
And so he's saying he now needs to let the blood flow. Remember, he's using a method known as blood occlusion training. He's blocking out blood flow by putting on several knee wraps, 3 on each side, 3 belts. And so this is a rarely used modality to increase muscle hypertrophy amongst the quads. And so very good training from El Campeon. Larry Wheels should take.
Yeah, he's not doing, man, look, a unique feature of eccentric exercise in untrained people is that they get stiff and sore the next day due to muscle damage. Listen to the word eccentric. There's no eccentric movement going on here. You need to focus more on the eccentric to get an adaptation, which none of these people are doing. They're always doing the concentric portion. They're always focused on that. So, yeah. And they're not doing enough reps and sets and specific things to get an adaptation. So all this training is worthless. He's just moving partial reps here. There's no eccentric, and there's some concentric. It's whatever. There's nothing going on, dude. And even Larry Wheels, his training is the same.
No.
And I'm being sarcastic.
And so Larry Wheels, same way.
They're gonna try to make fun of El Campeon, but Larry Wheels' training is exactly the same. Garbage.
He stops at 4. Now, I do believe he could have got 5 reps. I don't.
There you go. There's no eccentric here, and there's mostly concentric. Watch. That's like El Campeon. Campeon, he was doing mostly concentric, I would say. Watch Larry Wheels. Look, he comes down partially. He doesn't go all the way down and come up partially. He goes up all the way and comes down partially.
Know if these guys have such a camaraderie.
There you go.
Larry Wheels looks at him as a.
That is a concentric exercise. There is absolutely zero adaptation there. A zero. The only adaptation you're getting is you're getting good at lifting that heavy weight, at pushing a heavy weight. That's it. That's it.
Hero, a superstar, a godlike figure, and he doesn't want to embarrass him. Remember, El Campeon was going easy.
They literally are just wasting their time in the gym doing that if they're not getting a muscular adaptation.
He wants to lower himself down to Larry Wheels' level. Just like when a teacher kneels down to the height of a student, they're talking to him at eye level. Larry Wheels wants to be at the same level as Campeon, and Campeon is doing the same. And so Larry Wheels allows him to get that victory. Remember, he doesn't need it. He has enough self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth. He's not like Alex Eubank. He doesn't need HRT to make himself feel better.
Muy fuerte, mijo.
And so he says, muy fuerte, hijo. He's referring to him as his son. Hijo is son.
The question is, how old is El Campeon? What's his body weight?
And so they have a very strong relationship, a strong bond already.
All right.
Larry, I'm not a fan of him banging himself to this extent. I'm fearful that he will, in fact, get a concussion. And so please introduce him to some smelling salts. It'll take himself to a new level.
Yep.
Sí, vamos. Con esfuerzo.
Vamos, por supuesto. Let's go. Of course you can do it. And
Yeah.
notice the gym stops recording in the background. You notice the guy.
This is concentric. There's no eccentric movement here. Absolutely zero.
White, the ghost in the corner, he's mesmerized. He's never been witness to any.
Here's the thing. If he could do this, if he could manage to lower this weight slowly, eccentric exercise, wow, he'd get a lot more out of this. The problem is he won't be able to push it back up again because you're going against gravity. Going with gravity is the best to get the adaptation. That's the adaptation process. And then he'd come out a lot bigger and stronger. So if the next time he come back and do this weight, he should be able to manage it with a few more adaptations. Yeah. But okay, whatever.
Anything like this. A godlike man on this earth lifting 1,350 pounds at
Yeah,
about.
if you had a machine that could rack it for you and then just do the eccentric portions, that's it. Racket, eccentric portion. Racket, eccentric portion. But he's doing the concentric portion. Concentric. Which what? That is just nervous system, bro. There's nothing going on there.
108 pounds body weight.
Oh my God.
What did Greg say? 108 pounds body weight?
And so that is how a set is done. Notice he didn't back down, had no fear. He went harder than last time. He did not go to level 4. He doesn't want to end up like Mike Israetel. Remember, this guy has a proper 10. He would never play 6th place because of a 10 in a bodybuilding competition.
Thank you, Greg.
But he does go very hard, level 3. And he's mustering up all the muscle fibers of his entire body. The quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the pecs, the front delt, the triceps, everything into this one motion. And so why waste your time isolating a muscle? You think he's doing single arm extensions or using cables? This is for the wusses of the world. This bro, he's training harder than last time, and I am a fan.
I don't know. Something tells me it might not be a good idea to try this.
Así la vida de trabajo duro.
You have to go after what your goals are, and you cannot back down. Hard work. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Nobody want to be a bodybuilder. So nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight.
And so, Larry, how bad do you want it? Your father, El Campeon, he's cheering you on. He's there for you. You can do it.
Que corra la sangre. ¿Ah?
Good.
And so, listen, Larry Wheels and El Champion, the blood is flowing. But if you're having difficulty with the blood flow, don't forget to get harder than last time. You know what it's for. Code Greg, 15% off. Remember, if you have a throat goat, she wants it hard. Harder than frigging last time. But go easy. Don't hurt the throat goat.
Yo tengo el sabor del hierro. El sabor del hierro.
Dry mouth? Taste blood.
Of course, Greg is going to sell you his fake supplements. That's what's going to build you a muscle. Yeah, sure it is. It's going to give you an adaptation. You don't have to get the adaptation. You don't have to go through the pain, the struggle of getting it. It's going to come out of this pill. The pill is going to do it for you artificially. Yes, sure it is. Yeah,
Like Mike Israetel, who has Greg's taste in his mouth.
Like steroids. Steroids are going to damage the muscle fibers for you to get an adaptation. You don't have to do it anymore. You just inject steroids, and they get you these adaptations, and then this domain furthers, gets these nuclei, whatever, and boom, you're gonna keep getting bigger. Yeah, sure it is. I don't think a steroid is gonna get you an adaptation. All you motherfuckers are gonna have to go out there and fucking get it yourself. Get it, dude? Because ain't no steroid gonna fucking get you an adaptation. But you can imagine in that crazy brain of these people on his channel, they can imagine that these pills and everything and powders and these steroids are gonna get it for them magically. Yeah, right, okay.
This guy, he tastes the iron.
Thank you, Greg.
And remember, the taste in Mike's experience.
Like Mike Israetel, he wants to convince you that reps build muscles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't have to go out there and get an adaptation. Just do some reps and they'll build it for you magically. Sure, like these pills. And the Seco bars, whatever he's selling here.
This is that delicious taste of a Coach Greg protein bar in his mouth.
Wow, that sludge. Eat this sludge and you're gonna magically build a muscle. You don't have to get an adaptation anymore. Get it? Like it was meant to be. Yeah.
Remember, he said it had structural integrity. Watch this. You guys all said that the protein bar is harder than last time. Does this look like a hard protein bar, one of which you can...
No, that's why you all have ugly faces, because you can't stop eating all these soft foods, so you're not chewing. If you don't chew, they're all soft, and what do you expect? Yeah, drink milk all day and eat these Seco bars. That's why you have no jawline.
Form a snowball inside of one hand. And remember, upon reflection, Mike did bring up a great point. He says the picture on the bar did not represent what's inside.
Sure.
And so here we can see a Cinnabon. It is not in the form of a Cinnabon, but...
A Cinna who? A Cinna sludge? Cinnabon sludge with fucking toxic cinnamon. That's like ground up from bark from a tree. Oh, you want to eat bark from a tree? Eat some cinnamon. Oh, that's healthy for you. Okay.
With the right amount of talent, there's
Sure.
perhaps someone out there.
I know. These toxic things are going to build you muscles. Eating bark off a tree called fucking cinnamon is going to build you a muscle. Yeah. Yeesh.
There in the world who could take that protein bar and mold it and form it into the shape of a sequel bomb. And so if you have that talent, please do so. But for everyone
Yes. Mold the sludge into a Seco sludge bar.
else, you can eat it as it stands. You can roll it up into a ball,
Look at that. Looks like shit that just came out of the other end.
and you can put it in your mouth.
Oh my God. He's eating his own shit. That's gross.
See? And so because I'm so confident in this, there's literally a money back guarantee. You don't like
Yeah, it's just sludge and it's covered with sugar, a drug called sugar. All of these things just to fool your mind into thinking that it's healthy for you.
the bar, you get your money back. And not only that, giving you a $20 gift card in order to say thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
And so remember, you can't just eat
Whatever.
$20 gift. Say, I'm on new. He
my
wants
God.
to warm up at 3. He's thinking, are you kidding me? I can't train like this. I'm Larry Wheels. The curse of a Larry Wheels is strong. I'm going to get injured. Thank God I'm not injured yet. You really think I'm training back with you next week? What are we going to do? Warm up with 1,000-pound deadlifts? Of course I'm not training with you. But Larry Wheels is the kind of guy, he's not going to tell him no. He's going to leave him hanging. He's going to be like, yeah, let's do that. Like, hit me up.
You are my teacher, my my entrenador.
Bro can speak
You are my teacher, my hero.
English. Great job, El Campeon.
Si no hablas español, en la próxima palabra te largas. ¿Me entendiste?
That Spanish guy's got you covered.
Aprendo de ti.
Are you my apprentice?
Aprendo de él.
And so despite the fact that he is a living legend, a god, if you will, he can still, in fact, learn from Larry Wheels.
Mi padrino me acaba de bautizar. My padrino.
Like his Nina.
My father.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, mijo.
I feel honored. Thank you.
Very humbling. He calls Larry Wheels his godfather. I mean, how can you not get a more humble workout experience than this? And so
Look, man, I'm not making fun of this guy. I thought he was very entertaining. People trying to make fun of him, Campeon, whatever. He's not on drugs or anything. He's just doing this for fun purposes. That's about it. He doesn't want to get injured doing them. He's just doing them for fun, for entertainment purposes. He's kind of popular YouTuber because think about it. He made it on Larry Wheels' YouTube channel, right? So they must have brought him on there for a reason because he's entertainment, bro. He doesn't have to show off to do full range of motion. I would still say that the weight that he's using it isn't easy for the average person. I don't see an average person putting on 600 pounds squat on their shoulders and even just standing with it on it. I know many YouTubers online, they can't even put 600 on their shoulder. This guy literally put 600 on. I would have to say he's got some nervous system strength. You know what I mean? He's got something going on.
So what we see here now is sports specificity in motion. El Campeon, he rides to and fro in order to go to work on a bicycle. And so what he's doing is he's training one leg at a time, similar to Robert Forsman. Have you seen Robert Forsman's thighs?
Bruh.
And so what he's done, he's created a new movement. It combines the leg extension with one leg, with also the bicep curl at the same time, rowing motion, if you will. He likely started out in CrossFit on the assault bike.
Okay, this is a great exercise or great machine that you could use to do eccentric movements. I would say these are great. There's not many machines that you have like this in the gym where you could literally pull the weight back and then lower it. So let's say that you couldn't lift the weight. Let's say you put on 5 plates. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot for a quad dude. So you can't do it. You can't do the concentric portion of the exercise. But guess what? You pulling it and using your leg, you can do it. You can bring it up to the top. Now you want to lower it without using your arm strength anymore. Get it? It's about lowering the weight as many times as you can. That's about it. Then you'll get an adaptation. And when you come back, you should be able to do 500 Easily, get it? Because you got an adaptation in muscular growth and neural growth.
And so by combining the leg extension with the motion of the CrossFit, he can in fact develop strength in the legs as well as the biceps at the same time. Why waste time? Remember, El Campeon, he has a busy life. He goes to work all day, he's biking to work, biking back from work. He doesn't have time to stay in the gym for 2 hours. And so I'm going to add one more tip for El Campeon. Remember, you can even learn from Coach Greg. On the way down the eccentric portion of the movement, push
Yes, I agree.
the weight down. You're pulling the weight up on the way up. That's giving you some back involvement,
Right, now lower it yourself.
some latissimus dorsi, and some biceps. But if you were to then push the weight on the way down, you can engage the front delt as well.
No, don't push it. Allow your own strength to lower it. If you push, you could injure yourself.
The tricep. You then combine 3 compound movements into one.
You're not supposed to use the handles and row it. It's just for the first initial movement.
This is where you're wrong, Larry. He doesn't realize he's learning from a master. A master at his craft. Larry is only perhaps 30 years of age. This guy's 42. You can learn from us old dogs. I'm 49, and so I get it. Larry was saying you're not supposed to roll with
See, notice how he's pushing back? He's doing more of the because the machine forces you to do more of the eccentric portion than the concentric, because he wants to go heavy, but it's hard for him to lift it. So he's assisting going up, but he's not assisted going down. Watch his movement. Watch.
the bar.
See that? He pulls back. Then he lets go with his hand. See that? Now you let go and you allow your body to do the eccentric portion. That's where you're able to get an adaptation. So you need to do as many eccentric exercises as you can to get that muscle to damage. Otherwise, it ain't damaging.
With the motion. Yes, you are.
See that?
It's combining
See that? He pulled back. Now watch.
2 exercises
He lowers it by
into
himself.
one.
He pulls back again. That's what's so good about these machines. I wish they made a lot of machines like these in the gym. If you could get these things to do that, that would be amazing.
Why only get
Back.
stimulus
And then let's go. See?
for your quads when you can stimulate your entire body? You get it, Larry?
Para el primero, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
El Campeon is not going to put Larry Wheels in his place. He's invited to
Man, Greg is such a loser. Oh, when he can stimulate his whole body. He's not stimulating shit. He's merely assisting on the way up. But it's the eccentric portion where he's not pushing. Get it?
do this video. He's graciously accepted. He's not going to make fun of him. He doesn't want to show him up. And so he just says, okay. In case you're wondering, to say okay in Spain.
Look, I'll prove what I say in this video, okay? Because people are really stupid. Right here. A unique feature of what? Eccentric. This is from NCBI right there, okay? A unique feature of what? Eccentric exercise. They did not say concentric. They said eccentric exercise. Is that what? That untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of what? Damage to muscle fibers. And I've done a lot of this stuff before. It's in my community section about athletes doing things that they're unaccustomed to doing, okay? I don't know. Delayed onset muscle soreness, fever, aching, pain, soreness, unfamiliar or unaccustomed intense exercise. In the eccentric portion, this soreness is thought to result from temporary muscle damage, yada, 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 a bunch of stuff. And man, sports people, when they do stuff they're unaccustomed to doing, they get this damage, okay? Doing the eccentric portion. Structural changes, sarcomere, whatever. I don't know. I can't bring them all up, bro. Alterations in muscle sequencing and recruitment patterns may occur, causing unaccustomed stress to be placed on muscle. Unaccustomed. Whatever. You get the point. I'm not gonna bring it up now.
You can also say okay, it's kind of a universal thing. You can also say vale. But if you're saying like, are you okay? You'd say está bien. Like, está bien? Sí, está bien.
Bro knows Spanish.
Yep. Yes. Yes. There it is.
Yes, but now he's doing the concentric, which is he's just, I don't know. There's not really much going on there.
Is El Campeon a throat goat?
He'll get better at lifting, but he won't get stronger. He will not build more muscles to get stronger. He'll just get better at lifting that weight. Keep doing it repetitively, firing, these neurons and shit.
Who has El Campeon with? That's a greater range of motion than last time from any throat goat that I've ever seen.
Okay, and what about it? So he got a greater range of motion doing it. And what's that gonna do exactly, Greg?
Why?
Or is he perhaps practicing coming up for air? Bro himself is a throat goat. He's going down.
You know, the problem with these steroid people, they don't know anything about training. He doesn't even understand training, Greg.
You know what he's doing, but he's coming up for air. He gets back in there. He's breathing. He has been down for hours. He's coming up for air. And so remember, principle of specificity. You want to practice specifically what you're training for, and who doesn't want to train to eat poontang? So you can see he's training harder than last time. He's going past failure, and that's why he's getting the gains.
Greg doesn't have to train. He's taking waste prevention drugs called steroids, so he doesn't waste away. He takes hormones so he doesn't waste away, and he injects strength in him to lift a heavy weight to impress people in gyms. That's what Greg Doucette does, like Larry Wheels. They're entertaining you. They're entertainers. Get it?
The gym and with the ladies.
Want to know why they have to inject all these things and pretend that they're strong, like Larry Wheels and Greg Doucette? Because they're actually really weak. That's why they inject it. Because if they were to show you their true selves, you would find out that they're really super, super, super weak. Yeah. That's why they never go off their steroids. Look at Greg Doucette. Does he look like he's off steroids? No. Look at Larry Wheels. Does he look like he's off steroids? No. They're never going to go off it. Want to know why? Because you're going to find out very quickly that they're weaker than the average person walking in the street. Off their steroids.
One thing Larry's missing out, he's not getting the full range of motion. He's not combining with the lat pull. If Larry were to add perhaps 3 or 4 more plates and get a row involved, he could come to full extension, get the full range of motion while also training lats and biceps at the same time. And so he can in fact work on his form. Larry, double up the weight and get that arm involved.
Ahora sí me voy a poner como tú, así de grande, así como yo.
Said he wants to be like you, big.
This is how you do it, man.
Yeah, I'm going to get big like you. And Larry Wheels like, this is how you do it, man. You want to know how to get big like Larry Wheels? Just inject steroids and eat a lot of carbohydrates. Inject artificial fucking hormones like him, wasting drugs so you don't waste away. And then eat a lot of carbohydrates, which is an energy source. That will absorb the energy because it believes that you're wasting away. And anyway, so when you eat more of it, because you're really not wasting away, because you have food, when you start eating it, it'll start absorbing this energy source to preserve you. It's like preserving a dead body.
This is how you do it.
El Campeon, I'm sorry to break it to you, but your hero Larry Wheels, he's not natural.
No, really? You don't say he's not natural? I had no idea.
I know you probably didn't know that there were things like performance-enhancing drugs out there because you would...
Yes, you didn't know that there were, you could inject strength in you. You could inject it. And that they're actually used as wasting drugs.
Never do that, but others, they in fact do this. And so you were never going to become the size of Larry Wheels. Sorry to tell...
Well, you can. He can get quite big if he was to eat a lot of glycogen, which is, again... It's an artificial diet for a human carnivore to eat glycogen or eat fucking complex carbohydrates. So if he was to eat a lot of complex carbohydrates, which do not spike insulin, but they load in the sarcoplasm. So if he ate horrendous amounts of that, I don't know, 100-pound bag every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, 100-pound bag of potatoes, he would be just as big as Larry Wheels. Yeah, I'm not joking. He'd be just as big as Larry Wheels, if not bigger or big or whatever. It's just that Campeon, he doesn't seem to be eating a lot. That's his problem. Yeah.
You have the strength, but you will never have that kind of size. Now remember, those of you...
I like this one. You have the strength, but you'll never have that size. So does Campeon look strong to you? Does he would you be scared of him walking down the street? Because he can lift he could push all those heavy weights. Let's say that you're bigger and taller than him and you don't lift weights at all whatsoever. You're just a natural young guy. You're a young person, which of course all young people are strong. Would you be scared of Campeon if you met up with him because he could press those weights in the concentric portion and he could do the squat in the concentric portion and all that kind of stuff? Would you be scared of him?
You out there who are getting older, perhaps you're feeling sluggish, you're having lack of energy, brain fog, remember to get your blood work taken. If you in fact have lower levels of testosterone, you're looking to optimize yourself, you can get your blood work taken with Transcend. I partnered up with them. They have medical doctors that can look over your blood work, decide exactly what you need. And so if you're looking for the best health optimization clinic in the world, click the link in the description.
Want me to remove one this side?
Mijo, sí.
Yeah.
Ahí por la... No, es okay, mijo. No, es okay.
Really?
It's okay. Vale, get away from me. I didn't need to lower the weight. What is Larry trying to pull off? As if El Campeon can't show you a thing or two about lifting weights.
You know, Larry Wheels is making fun of all the people that are watching him as minions on his channel. He's laughing at them. That's why he's selling you these products in the background. It's all garbage.
The gym.
The normal process is you warm up, and then you have to practice full range of motion. And when you get to the...
Why do you have to practice full range of motion? Why do you have to do that if a unique feature of untrained muscles in the eccentric portion is what gets you this damage to get you an adaptation? Why do you have to do it, Larry? Then why?
top end?
No hablar inglés.
No, solamente.
See? No answer whatsoever. Just nada. Just do this. Do the concentric portion. The concentric portion is great for sarcoplasmic training. Really, all these guys are sarcoplasmic training because I just told you they're doing the concentric portion. Anything concentric is considered sarcoplasmic training. Now, people that do eccentric, well, that's myofibrillar training. That's myofibrillar training. But people that are doing concentric movements are sarcoplasmic training. And they're getting better at lifting a heavy weight, yeah. I would not disagree with that. But if they're injecting fake strength and doing that, then nah, it's not the same.
En español, por favor.
And so when you say full extension, squeeze the top of the rep, those are a lot of big words. Trust me, when you're learning a new language, you got to keep it simple. Small words, perhaps a vocabulary of 200. Spanish, it just hit 2,000. It just hit that milestone. I'm at level 4 on Duolingo.
Coach Greg and Tromador Greg.
Solamente comprendo le medios hablar en español.
And we needed a session where I'm just teaching.
Sí, gracias.
Where I'm just a teacher, you're the student.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Es un placer. It's a pleasure for me.
I think we need a session where I'm teaching both of these guys Spanish and English. We need to come together. We need half of the words in Spanish, the other half in English, so that we can kind of get a feel for what's going on.
Thank you, Greg.
For example, I gregged my Doucette until I GO2 maxed on the screen. Everyone knows what that means. Even though I said gregged and Doucetted and GO2 maxed, it didn't actually mean Greg, Doucette, and GO2 max. You know what it meant because you speak Gen Z, just like you and me. And so do you get that? And so that is how you teach somebody who's a beginner, who speaks poco inglés, poco español.
No les tengo mucha confianza de a uno, de a dos. Siento que se me han reventado.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
And so the reason El Campeon wears 3 belts is because in the past, he had a belt rip. It tore. He had so much weight that the belt literally ripped in half. As a precautionary method, he wears more than one. Gotta make it 3. I myself have 2 microphones in front of me. And why do you think that is? Because in the past, I've had microphones that they didn't record. They stopped recording. Couldn't take that risk. And so sometimes, literally, both of these mics, they screw up. And I have the backup being the camera. The audio, it's not so great. And so I see nothing wrong with this. 3 belts in case one tears. You got 2 now. But what about
I'm gonna have to agree. Yeah, it's better to have 2 cameras than 1. Yeah, 2 belts are better than 1. Okay.
the second tears? It can happen. Remember, if the odds of tearing a belt are perhaps 1 in a...
But Greg, why don't you tell us what is the purpose really of him doing all that weight? What is he going to get out of it doing all that weight other than get weak?
million, then the odds of tearing 2 belts are 1 in a million times, guess what? Another million. And so by having 3 belts on, the odds of tearing all 3 on one set are 1 in a quintillion. Those odds are very slim. Those are big words. We have million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, 9 million.
Okay.
Then we have Google is 1 with 100 zeros, and then we have a Googleplex, which is a Google zeros. 1 with a Google zeros. And so you might be thinking, we'll never use these words. I had this debate with Mepstagram. She said, you're never going to use the word quadrillion. How many times have I said quintillion in this video alone? And so Mepstagram, who's right yet again?
Greg goddamn Doucette.
And so El Campeon, he's not a risk taker. He understands the risk and he negates it. He's got 3 wraps on his knees, 3 belts on his back, 3 microphones in the event that something happens. And you might be thinking, hey, this is
Why would he want to injure himself?
a little bit much. Perhaps he has a little OCD.
Doing these stupid exercises.
Life teaches you how to react. He was taught a certain way, and he reacted. This is him conquering life. What have you done? El Campeon is literally in a Larry Wheels video, not once, but...
Wow, he was doing over 315 deadlifting, man. That's not bad for El Campeon. I mean, some of his stuff is not bad, actually. You know that? People are going to make fun of him, but whatever. It's just entertainment to me. I don't care.
twice, and now in a coach video 2 times. He's made it. And so proof that El Campeon, he does...
I could get El Campeon to become really big and strong in just a few sessions. You could train him in a few simple sessions. And it really just a matter of what he's doing here. Just take him out of this stuff that he's doing. Literally, he'll get bigger and stronger. And he won't be wasting time just fucking lifting these stupid weights, going nowhere with them. Zero.
Cardio. They lowered the weight to 2 plates on each side. He could literally go all day. He rides his bike an hour.
Like literally, if I was to take him for 4, 5, 6 sessions of lifting, he'll be a lot bigger and stronger in just those 4, 5, 6 sessions than he would ever be lifting here like a lifting slave in this gym, bro.
To and from the gym. This is literally cardio. And so I do believe that this is coming to the end of the work.
It's all cardio. That's all these are fucking lifting slaves, bro. They're coming in often. This is cardio. They're endurance athletes. So it's all garbage. Endurance is concentric movements and people coming in often to the gym doing concentric movements is endurance. So it's glycogen loading. That's it.
Out. And so he's warming up now for his bike ride home. Remember, El Campeon, he trains harder than last time. He's going for 1 rep maxes. He's stronger than life. But as far as cardio is concerned, he has to make sure that his muscles are properly warmed up before he pedals harder than last time, perhaps at 400 watts for an hour, all the way home, uphill in both directions with a headwind. And so some more warming up, 3 plates on each side. Again, he can do this for half an hour. This is progressively overloading his warm-up when you're...
He's just doing the concentric portion. There's no eccentric here whatsoever. That's why he's wasting his time. And another thing is, you can't, even if you were to do the eccentric portion and you came in often to the gym, it won't work. It won't work because it's protected now after the first bout. It's protected from any more of these eccentric movements to get damaged.
Bike racers such as Coach Greg and Editor Steve, we know
that's the reason why you have to do it. Your training has to be periodic and not consistent.
We start out low and we do a little bit of tests. We go at perhaps 150 watts, 200 watts, and then we ramp it up to 300 watts for a little bit. We bring it down. They're called ramp ups. This is what we do.
Yo también en un futuro quiero tener mi propio gimnasio.
So imagine how much that would save El Campeon. He could own his own gym. One day he says, you're soon going to get there. He wouldn't have to carry all the weights to the gym on that backpack on his bike to and from the gym uphill with a headwind. It's a lot of work.
Es trabajo duro, working heavy, y es para ir a cómo te ves mentalmente, espiritualmente.
I think we've done that. Larry Wheels and El Campeon, we've seen them bowing down, hands together, and so I think we've got a new bond. And so perhaps El Campeon is the father, the godfather that Larry Wheel has never had, and Larry Wheels the hee-ho that El Campeon always actually needed.
I have some very strong Brazilian girls coming very soon that will put you through a hell of a leg day.
Did Larry Wheels just offer some chicas to El Campeon? Larry! And so they end by embracing embrazar together, and so very wholesome, excellent video. Highly recommend.
I thought it was entertaining. I saw it on Larry Wheel's channel. Go check it out, man. I don't know. I think it's just entertainment, bro.
You go watch it. And so be sure to go and give Larry Wheels as well as El Campeon a follow. Ending it here. Subscribe.
Yep, I'm ending it here. I'll talk to you. See you in the next video. Tell us to think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. That went way too long.